Imagine you own $50,000 worth of Bitcoin. You've protected it for years. You bought a hardware wallet. You secured your seed phrase. You never shared it with anyone. Your Bitcoin is safe. But then, something happens to you. Your family knows you own Bitcoin, but they don't know where it is. They don't know how to access it. They don't know your recovery process. And suddenly, the Bitcoin you've spent years protecting could become completely inaccessible. This is one of the biggest problems with self-custody that almost nobody talks about, because protecting your Bitcoin from hackers is only half of the job. You also need to make sure the right people can recover it if something happens to you. Think about a traditional bank account. If you die, your family doesn't need to guess your password. There is a legal process. There are records. There are institutions. Your assets can be identified and transferred to the people who are supposed to receive them. Bitcoin is different. Bitcoin doesn't know who your family is. It doesn't know who your children are. It doesn't know who your spouse is. It only knows one thing. Whoever controls the private keys controls the Bitcoin. And that's exactly why this matters. Imagine your Bitcoin is stored safely inside a hardware wallet. Your seed phrase is secured. Nobody else knows it. From a security perspective, that sounds perfect. But imagine you're suddenly gone. Your family finds the hardware wallet. They know it's important. But they don't know the PIN. They don't know the recovery process. They don't know where the backup is. And they don't even know how much Bitcoin you own. The Bitcoin hasn't disappeared. The blockchain still exists. The coins are still there. But without the information needed to recover them, your family may have no practical way to access them. This is why Bitcoin security isn't only about keeping people out. It's also about planning for the people who may need to get in. Now, this doesn't mean you should give your seed phrase to your family. That's actually a terrible idea. Your seed phrase should remain protected. The solution is not give everyone your seed phrase. The solution is creating a recovery plan. Think of it like a treasure map. You don't necessarily give everyone the treasure. You make sure the right person knows that the treasure exists and knows how to find the map when the time comes. For example, you might document that you own Bitcoin. You might explain what type of wallet you use. You might explain where important instructions are stored. And you can create a clear inheritance plan with professional legal advice where appropriate. The exact setup depends on your situation, but the principle is simple. Your Bitcoin security plan should survive you. And there's another important point. Your family shouldn't need to become Bitcoin experts overnight. Imagine losing someone you love and then being handed a hardware wallet with no instructions. That's not a security system. That's a puzzle. A good system should be understandable, simple, documented, and tested. You should know what happens if you're unavailable. Who needs to know? Where are the instructions? Where are the backups? How does the recovery process work? And most importantly, can your family actually understand it? Because a backup that nobody can find isn't really a backup. And a recovery plan nobody understands isn't really a plan. Self-custody gives you incredible control. But control comes with responsibility. You are responsible for protecting your Bitcoin today and planning for tomorrow. So don't just ask yourself, how do I stop someone from stealing my Bitcoin? Ask another question. What happens to my Bitcoin if I can't access it anymore? Because the strongest Bitcoin security system doesn't end with you. It protects the people you leave behind. Because in crypto, You are the bank. The biggest risk isn't that someone steals your Bitcoin. It's that nobody you trust can recover it. Protecting Bitcoin isn't only about keeping people out. It's about making sure the right people can get in when you're no longer here. Subscribe for more.